So you know how you have an equation of a line, y is equal to mx plus c?
Yes, sir.
Well, we have an equation of a circle. And the equation of the circle, there are two forms. These are the two forms, the general form and the standard form. So the general form does look like x squared plus y squared plus 2fx plus 2gy plus c is equal to 0, right? And the standard form is x plus f squared plus y plus g squared is equal to r squared. Zachary, looking a bit intimidating, and looking a bit scary, and
Yes, sir.
don't worry, it'll be easy. But all way to do is all way to take a screenshot of this. You know, you need to know these two forms, the general form and the standard form. So when you have a screenshot, you let me know. You should, I should probably zoom out so you can get to take a picture of everything here. Yeah, so take a screenshot. So equations for a circle, general form and the standard form.
Yes, sir. I had a screenshot.
Right. So could you call out the general form for me? So look at it one more time. So x squared plus y squared plus 2fx plus 2gy plus c is equal to 0. So try to call it out from your memory.
X squared plus y squared
Mm-hmm.
plus 2fx
Right? Plus,
plus 2gy is equal to 0
nah, should get in plus c.
plus c. Yeah.
Cool. And they call this the general form. Now, you know for us, for equation of a line, you'd have y is equal to mx plus c. Wouldn't m represent something and c represent something?
Yes, sir.
Or what would m represent? I just testing your knowledge of lines quickly. What does m represent? M. Tell me.
Yes, sir. I kind of forget them things.
What? Nah, Zachary. Zachary, y is equal to mx plus c. I had to know this. This is common maths, regular maths.
Well, yeah, I know that's the equation of our line, but
You have it, you have it. M. That's a G. G. That's
what
a
the
G.
gradient, sir?
Yes. See, I know you know it. Gradient. And what you call C. C is what intercept.
Y-intercept.
Yeah. And at
All
the
right.
y-intercept, what is equal to 0?
X is equal to 0.
And when you plug x is 0 into this, what's the only thing you're going to be left with?
Y-intercept.
Exactly y is equal to C. Because m
Yeah.
by 0 is 0. That's why it is called the y-intercept. Because
Yes, sir.
when you plug in 0, C is the only thing you remain with. So y is equal to C. Cool. So you know the general form of a circle. So why did I just show you that? I'm showing you that so you could see that the same way it have main things in the equation of a line, you have main things in the equation of a circle. So the main things you are looking at is the 2f term and the 2g term. Why am I saying that, Zachary? I'm saying that because if you have a circle, and if you have a circle, you would probably want to know the center and the radius, and that's the main things you need to know for a circle. Think about it.
Yes, sir.
If I tell you to draw a circle, by the way, what's the tool you would use to draw a circle with? Do you know the name of the tool?
So that's the protractor.
Yeah, the protractor.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it the protractor or the compass? Someone just verify. As always mix it up, I being real. I just always mix it up. Nah, not the protractor, the compass. It's the compass.
Well, right, sir.
And you know that the compass will do this. Watch, wait, if it would load. Okay, launch polypad. So look at this, right? If I want to draw a circle, wouldn't I take wouldn't I take this and place it somewhere? And that would be the center.
Yes, sir.
Right. What is thing giving trouble for? Okay, cool. And for me to define how big I want this circle to be, what do you think I would do?
Put the pencil by how big you want the circle to be.
That's it, right? So if I wanted the
Yes.
circle to be have a radius of say the software be even kind of weird today. Yeah. If I wanted the circle to be come on, man. I think you get the idea though. Watch. Like if I wanted it to be have a radius of 6 centimeters, I would put it there and I would draw it. Now I don't want to draw. See, you serious? Oh, give me a second. Seeing that? So the main things in a circle is the center and the what?
Radius.
The radius. Great. The same way for a line, the main things are the gradient and the y-intercept. So the center of the circle is given by minus f, comma, minus g. So if you could figure out what f and g are, you could figure out the center of the circle. But we still need to know the radius, you agree? Still need to know the radius.
Yes, sir.
Right. To find the radius, it is given by the square root of f squared plus g squared minus c. And so, and if you could find for f and g, you could find for the center and the radius.
Yes, sir.
But what else you would need to find the radius? I see in more than just f and g. What else are
See,
you
sir.
seeing? See and C. I have good news for you. In the exam, they will give you the form of a circle. The same way they give you the form, the same way, okay, like in a maths exam, maybe they might say, okay, y is equal to 5x plus 7, tell me the gradient. Same kind of story here. So you don't have to remember this whole thing, entire thing, right? So what you would have to do is you'd have to compare. You'll see what I mean just now. But I hope you understand this. The main thing you need to figure out is f and g. That's the main thing you need to figure out. So, Zachary, say I gave you this equation here, x squared plus y squared plus 8x plus 4y plus 7 is equal to 0. Tell me, do you think you'd be able to figure out how to find for f? Do you know how you would find for f?
Um, I'm not sure, sir.
Okay, at least tell me for c. Do you know how you would find for c?
But C would be 7.
Okay,
So,
we know that c is equal to 7. Cool. So if you could figure that out, you could more than figure out f.
so F would be the coefficient of X.
Not so fast. Over here in the general form, what
Mm-hmm.
is the coefficient of x?
8.
Nah, in the general form. Like in the
Oh,
general form itself,
2F.
2f. So if you're comparing this to this, 2f would be equal to what?
8. So you divide by 2. So
Exactly.
F
That,
would be 4.
that is it. That is, it's simple as that. And how would
Alright.
I find for g?
The same thing we do for F. So 4 would be equal to 2G. So G would be equal to 2.
You see what I'm telling you? Like, this is one of the easiest topics in hard maths. It really is.
Yes.
And if you wanted to find for r now, how would you do that?
4 squared plus 2 squared minus C. Well, minus 7.
What are we equal to? So that is 16 plus 4, which is 20. 20 minus 7 is 13.
13.
So the square root of 13. Now, I think you would know by now, in odd maths, you don't round off anything. I think you realize up by this, by up to up. I think you realize that in odd maths, you leave it in third form. When was the last time you round off something in odd maths?
Nah, so I don't remember.
Yeah, you don't
You
do
don't
that.
really round off in that maths.
You don't do that. In odd maths,
Yeah.
you leave it as the exact form. And I have a question. If I got something like the square root of 50, am I going to leave it like that? Or am I going to ask myself if I could simplify the third?
You ask yourself if you can simplify the seed.
Right, you remember how to simplify thirds?
Nah, so we never do that in school.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. 50 is the same thing as what? If you had to say 50 is the same thing as what?
25 by 2.
All right. Now, anytime you have the square root of two multiples, you could split it up like this. So the square root of 25 by 2 is actually the square root of 25 multiplied by the square root of 2. What is the square root of 25?
5.
Yeah. And you can't reduce root 2, so you leave it as 5 root 2. That's what I mean. That's it. Simple.
All
If
right.
you if you had got the square root of, say, 64, um, I want you to follow the exact same procedure. How could you, are there any perfect squares? Are there any perfect square factors of 64?
Yeah, so 8.
8? Okay, yeah, yeah. Let me show you something, right? If you do that, 8 by 8, look at this, right? You're gonna end up with the square root of 8 multiplied by the square root of 8. Which is the square root of 8 by the square root of 8?
Square root of 8.
Okay, remember in the season odd maths? Or nah?
Yes, I think we do that sometime.
Okay, so the square root is the same thing as what power?
Well,
Okay, I will help you out. The square root is the same thing as the power of a half. So that's really 8 to the power of a half multiplied by 8 to the power of a half.
all
Now,
right.
anytime you have the same base, what do you do with the powers? You multiply it.
Yeah, add them.
All right. So where's a half plus a half? If I have two halves and I combine them, what's that?
1,
Yeah, so an 8 to the power 1 is just what?
8.
Yeah. Obviously, if you have the square root of 64, obviously you're just gonna write 8. But I'm just showing you it works for everything.
All
So if
right.
you, if you get an answer that could be broken down further, break it down further. And I always want you to be asking yourself, is there a perfect square factor? Like with square root of 50, you see how we figure out 25 by 2? Isn't 25 a perfect square?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And you would write the square root of 13 units. Now, for the sake of practicality, the square root of 13 is approximately what? Plug that into your calculator and let me know what the square root of 13 is approximately.
3.6.
3.6?
Yes.
Okay, cool. You ready to verify this thing on a diagram now?
Mm, yes.
Because you're probably saying, well, sir, I just seen a bunch of numbers, but I don't look like a circle. Our proof. Okay, I can give you a proof. So according to what we figure out over here, we're gonna have a radius of 3.6 approximately. Do you think you'd be able to figure out the center of the circle?
With the radius.
Now, look at this, right? The center of a circle is given by minus f, comma, minus
Mm-hmm.
g.
You would just
It,
use the values we used from before to find the radius.
now, we already have the radius. I'm talking about the center of the circle.
Well, yes, but we have F and G and
Right, we have f and g. So how am I going to use that to find the center of the circle? The center of the circle is given by,
minus F and minus G.
right. So f
Would
is
be
4.
minus
So minus 4 and
and
g is,
minus 2.
yeah. So if I were to plot this on a graphing software, I'm supposed to see a circle with a center of what?
Minus 4 and minus 2.
And it's supposed to have a radius of around what?
3.6.
Let me see. You trust any maths or not?
Well, yes,
Well, that's good. We go see. If it don't work out, I will cry. It's supposed to work out though. So x squared plus y squared. Plus 8x plus 4y plus 7 is equal to 0. You see in the circle?
yes.
Okay. If you had to look at this diagram, what looking like the center of the diagram? What looking like the center? If you had to say. Forget about what we find. What do you think the center would be?
Yes, sir, it would be -2 and -4 and -2.
And you see in that too? Watch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, let me put on the point. -4, comma, -2. You see, I think we could both see that. Now, let's measure the radius. Let's see. Hmm, bro, what? Okay. Give me a moment. It was weird. Just put a point over here. Okay, cool. And I've seen it on this. Maybe if I do a vector. Okay. All right. So we I connected the center to a point on the circumference, right? And by definition, that is the radius. Yeah, see what I do, right? I connect the center to the circumference, see now, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, did you do vectors in school as yet? Yeah or no?
Nah, sir.
Oh, well, an easy way I could explain this, right? Let me see if I could annotate this. Give me a second. So we agree that this thing over here is the radius. Yeah or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, we agree with that. Cool. Now, stay with me. What kind of triangle does that form?
All right, angle triangle.
Okay. Is it possible for me to figure out for this length over here in the bottom?
Yes, sir.
How much blocks is that?
2.
Okay. Stay with me. And the vertical part now of the triangle. How
That's
much?
3 blocks.
Okay. Now, I think you'll do Pythagoras theorem before.
Yes, sir.
All right. So anytime you have a right angle triangle and two sides, you could use Pythagoras theorem. So if I want to figure out the radius, and you can see that the radius is this thing over here.
Yes, sir.
So you tell me what I could write. Like if I wanted to solve for that. If I wanted to solve for r, use Pythagoras theorem.
2 squared plus 3 squared is equal to c squared.
Wait, now use Pythagoras theorem. Just regular Pythagoras theorem. Remember Pythagoras theorem?
A squared plus b squared is equal to c squared.
Yeah, you can say that. But I just typically say a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared. But I mean, what you said
Oh,
isn't wrong. You would just have to know that in your example, c is the hypotenuse. Now, this is
yes, sir.
Pythagoras theorem. What is a? A is the hypotenuse, right? So what is our hypotenuse in our right angle triangle?
Yes.
The r, the radius. That's what you say, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So it would turn to r squared. Now, you could let b and c be anything. They're just the two other sides. So that's going to be
Yes.
2 squared plus 3 squared. What is 2 squared?
4,
What's 3 squared?
9,
Okay. What is 4 plus 9?
13,
And if I wanted to find for r, what would I have to do?
square root.
Ah, is that the same answer we got?
Yes, sir.
Same answer. So I really wish that this software could have showed you an estimate of the value, but all right, let's go do. I think you could see that we have a vector, and I kind of give you a little look into vectors in case you didn't know. Um, what we just did, Zachary, we just actually found the magnitude of the vector. So if you want to find the magnitude of the vector r, let's just call that r, it would just be equal to the square root of the horizontal component squared plus the vertical component squared. I mean, isn't that what we just did? We took the square root of 2 squared plus 3 squared. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
So when you do vectors in maths and add maths, you'll see this formula pop up. It comes from Pythagoras theorem.
All right, so
You need maths class or no?
nah,
Nah. Okay.
just add maths and physics.
All right. Okay. So you understand how to figure out the center and the radius given the general form, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Caleb, let me know if you're there.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Caleb, we just looked at the general form of a circle.
Yes.
Let's look at the standard form of the circle now. Do you remember what the standard form of a circle would be?
Nah, sir.
Nah. Okay, look at your notes from last class. It should be there. I made you copy down the equations of a circle. And there were
No,
two
sir.
types. There were two equations of a circle, the general and the standard form. Caleb, you see anything from the
Nah, sir.
last class? You sure? Check it out. You had copied this down from last class?
So I had the circles and nah, I don't have all that, sir.
Okay. Well, they got a chance to screenshot this.
Yes, sir.
Wait, let me just neaten this up a bit for you. Right, so you could take a screenshot of this.
Yes, I get.
Right, so Caleb, this is the standard form of a circle. Say it for me. Say the standard form of a circle for me.
X plus F squared
Mm-hmm.
plus Y plus G squared equals R squared.
Great. Now, what could we use f and g to find from a circle? Do you know?
Say that again, sir.
What could I use f and g to find for in my circle? The main things you need to know about a circle is the center of the circle and the radius. What do you think I could use f and g to figure out? So look at the screenshot and look at the diagram of the circle. What was the center given by? Look at the screenshot.
Minus F minus G.
Right. So using f and g, you could find the center of the circle. Zachary, you remember that, right? F and g. The center is minus f comma minus g. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Now, the good thing about the standard form, if you are given the standard form, it's really easy to figure out everything. Because Caleb, in
Yes,
this
sir.
form, you're seeing f and you're seeing g, so you could find the what? Automatically, you could find the what? The what of the circle.
Center, this is
Great. And you seen anything obvious like standing out here? What do you think R is?
radius.
Exactly, R is the radius. So if you have a standard form, you should be smiling. You have everything you need. Cool. So Caleb, just remind me, what is the standard form?
R equals that X plus F squared and Y plus G squared equals
R squared.
R squared.
So, Zachary, if I told you to look at this example and write it in this form, do you think you'd be able to do that? Be honest with me, Zachary.
I think so.
I think so as well, because Zachary, what do you need to fill out for this? To complete this, what do you need to fill out?
F and G
F and G and what else?
and R.
That is it? Do you have F, G, and R?
Yes, sir.
So NG could do it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
you could handle that. So Caleb, look at the previous question, right, Caleb? Well, think of it like part of the first question, and I want you to tell me, Caleb, what was F and what was G?
previous question.
So this
F
entire
is
thing over here,
4,
F is 4,
G is 2.
right? Okay, so Caleb, I can actually write this entire thing as open bracket X was F. Remind me, what is F?
4
Right? So X plus 4
squared
squared. I could write, and then what next?
plus Y plus 2 squared equals R squared.
But do we know what R is? Remind me. And by the way, in
2.5.
AddMaths, with AddMaths, we don't round off anything, Caleb. We don't do that. We don't do that in AddMaths. In
Yes,
AddMaths, you try to use the exact values in surd form. So Caleb, my radius what is my exact value for the radius?
square root 13.
Right. So that's going to be the square root of 13 raised to what power?
2.
Exactly. Now I have a question for you. What is square root of 13 squared?
Sorry, my calculator, sir.
You don't need the calculator for that.
Square root of 13 squared.
Yeah. Zachary, I
13,
think,
sir?
yeah, it's 13. Guys, you all are advanced students, so I could explain this to you all in terms of indices. The square root is the same thing as what power? Could anybody tell me? The square root is the same thing as what power?
A half.
Right. So Caleb, if you didn't know, the square root is the same thing as the power of a half. Yeah?
Okay.
And you are raising the square root of 13. By the way, if you're confused, a way to understand that this thing and this thing is the same. I just writing it differently. Okay? And Caleb, what were you doing with the square root of 13? What were you doing to the square root of 13?
Half, isn't
Half in it? No. What you was doing to the square root of 13 here?
it? Square.
You were squaring it. So we're gonna square this thing too. Now, guys, over here, you see in a power raised to,
2.
right? You see in a power raised to power. Anytime you have a power raised to power, what do you do with the powers? Do you multiply them? Do you add them?
You multiply them, so
Yeah. Caleb. So we're going back on indices. Be honest with me. You forget your rules for indices, or I kind of remember it.
Nah, for yes, sir.
You forget?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, Caleb, just know anytime you have a power, it's a power, you multiply the powers. So if you have 13 to the power of half, raised to the power of 2, you're going to multiply the powers. So what is a half by 2?
1.
Exactly, so you're going to put 13 to the power 1. And 13 to the power 1 is just what?
1. 13, sorry.
13, yeah. So that's one way you could think about it. Another way you could think about it is, well, this is what a math
And you
teacher
can
might.
just cancel it out.
Yes, that's what a math teacher would tell you. And the reason why is because of this. This is why it cancels off, because one is to the power of a half, and the other one is 2. A half by 2 cancels off. So yeah, because the square root and half is two different, is the opposites. Yeah. Is anybody confused?
That's
Right. So Zachary, if I were to plug this into my grapher, should I get the exact same circle?
yes, sir.
I should get the exact same circle, right? So let's just experiment for a bit. Okay, so I'm going to remove that circle there. Notice I'll leave the center and I'll leave the radius. I left those two things. Wait, let me try something. Never mind. I thought I could do something there, but never mind. Right, so Caleb, I'm going to plug in x plus 4 squared plus y plus 2 squared is equal to 13. Tell me, Caleb, if I compare that to the general form, is it giving me the same circle?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's giving me the exact same circle, and it's because it's the same thing. I'm just representing it in a different form. Zachary, you're seeing it's the same thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, which form do you prefer? The general form or the standard form?
So I like the general form more.
Serious? Okay. Let me show you something though, and I think you'll need to see this for yourself. All right. So the question I have for you all is, what do you think? Okay, what form do you get when you expand the general form? I mean, what's it? The standard form. So
So
somebody
you get
just
the general form.
exactly you get the general form. Could somebody just remind me what the standard form is?
So x
X
plus
plus
squared
Right? X plus F squared.
plus y plus g squared
And
is
that'll be
equal to
equal
r
to,
squared.
right? Now, let's expand this and move everything over to the left-hand side. And let's see what happens. So, everybody, tell me, if I expand x plus f squared, are we going to write x squared plus f squared? Do any of you all think that's correct?
No, sir.
no, sir.
No, that is, don't do that. X plus f squared really means x plus f by
Plus F.
x plus f. And you would expand that using the FOIL method or however you learned it. Are you hearing your young brother in the background?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, and then the people in young brother hunting boy. Oh, is this in young brother hunting?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I never went to a young brother fete or like a concert. I don't think you'd call it a concert, right? I don't think you call these events in Trinidad concerts. More like fete. Or you ever went?
Nah, sir, not yet.
Not yet. Or your father wouldn't let you. I feel like you're young. When you get older, your parents probably wouldn't be opposed to it. But like right now, I don't think they would want you to go. I mean, the types, like okay, the actions and what has happened in those kind of fits, I don't think it's for children. Yeah, I being honest. I don't think when you get a little older, you know.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So I said that we want to move everything over to the left hand side. So Caleb, do we have anything on the right hand side? Look above.
Yes, sir.
We have what? You tell me what we have.
R squared.
So if I wanted to move that to the left hand side, what would that now become?
R by R.
Now, if I take it and I move it across to the left hand side,
Oh, minus R.
yeah, it could just be minus r squared. Think about it, Caleb. If you wanna get rid of this on this side, wouldn't you have to just minus r squared? Because
Yes, sir.
with r squared minus r squared.
R squared.
Now think about it again. What is r squared? Take away r squared. Okay, I have a question. What is 5 minus 5?
0, sir.
What is 25 minus 25?
0, sir.
What is 5 squared minus 5 squared?
0.
Yeah, Caleb. You're saying it like you're unsure, but watch this. Caleb, where's 5 squared? Well, really, where's 5 squared?
25.
Where's 25 minus 25?
0.
So where's r squared minus r squared?
0.
Right. What is alpha minus alpha?
0. Oh,
Yeah.
so I thought let's say minus r squared minus r squared.
Oh, no, no, no. And since we moved across the r squared, what do we have on your right-hand side now?
Nothing.
Nothing. Say right 0, which is how my wallet is looking right now. Yeah, boy. All right. Let's expand the brackets. So to expand the brackets, you're going to take the first term in the first bracket and you're going to distribute that across all the terms in the second bracket. After you do that, you're going to take the second term and distribute it across all the terms in the second bracket, like so. You're repeating the same process for the y plus g. This process is called binomial expansion. Did you all know that? That is called binomial expansion?
That's
Nah? Okay, when you hear binomial, what do you think of? Do you all know what binomial means?
So I mean 2.
Yeah, a nomial means term. So
Yeah.
two-term expansion. I mean, it makes sense, right? Aren't you multiplying two terms by, like, okay, how much terms does it have inside of that bracket?
2.
Exactly, you have x and you have f, and you're multiplying that by x and f. So
Yes.
binomial, two-term expansion. Makes sense. Next thing we're going to do. Now you want to actually do the multiplication. So Caleb, you'll help me with this one, and Zachary will help me with this one. So Caleb, I'm fast.
x squared plus x x after
Think about how you usually write your terms. Would you write x5?
x was it?
Okay, you told me,
Or f vector?
yeah, that's the proper way to write it. Just think about how it is always write like 5x, 2x, 6x,
Yeah,
And then we have f by x again, so that is fx. And lastly, we have what?
x squared.
Great. Zachary, run this with me fast. Tell me quickly.
So y squared plus gy plus gy plus g squared.
Now we want to make this look like if it is the general form. In the general form, what terms come first?
Squared.
All right, so I'm gonna put the squared terms first. So x squared plus y squared, right? So I have these two terms down already. Cool. Are you all seeing any like terms? Anybody seeing
Yes.
any like terms?
So fx and gy.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, if I were to ask you all how much fx is you seeing, how much you would tell me?
2.
2
Right?
fx.
That's simple. That's simple. 2fx. And over here now, how much gy's are you seeing?
2g, right?
Yeah, 2gy. It's starting to look like the general form. Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's starting to look like it, right? Okay. And let me ask you a question, right? What do you call x and y? They are what? Are they constants, variables? What are they? What would you call x and y?
Variables.
Yeah, they are variables, Zachary. And x and y could change.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do numbers change though? Okay, if you have the number 10, is that 10 ever gonna change?
So
No, so you call that constant. So what I'm trying to say is, can we see any terms here that don't have a x or a y in them? Are there any terms here that don't have a x and a y in them?
Yes, sir.
What terms do have a x and a y in them?
The f squared, g squared, and the minus r squared.
Right. So what that means is I could group together all of these terms. I'm going to write them right next to each other. And the reason I'm doing this is because all of these terms would be what? Variables or constants?
Constant.
Yeah. And we could simplify this entire thing by writing x squared plus y squared plus 2fx plus 2gy. And since all of these are constants, we could just say plus what?
C.
F
Yeah.
squared. Oh,
So Caleb, since all of these are constants, you could just
oh,
simply call it C. So to go from that line to that line, you would say let C be equal to f squared plus g squared minus r squared. So instead of writing f squared, g squared, and minus r squared, you're just going to write C.
yes,
Okay. Now, isn't this the general form?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the general form, so we should be happy. But there's more. There's more. There's some mind-blowing stuff. So this is the general form. Cool. We just proved the general form. Now, Zachary, do you remember the formula for R? Yeah, you had learned a formula for R. What was the formula for R you had learned?
So F squared plus G squared minus C.
You're probably wondering, so where that come from, and I'm not sure if you could see it. You seeing where it coming from? You think you could see where it came from? Zachary and Caleb, see if they could figure out where this formula came from. It's right in front of your eyes. I swear to God.
So from the constant.
Yeah. Caleb, you seeing that? Look at that, Caleb.
yes, sir.
Let's try to make R the subject of the formula there. Shall we? Let's see if we can do that. So we had said that C was equal to f squared plus g squared minus r squared. That's what we had said. Now let's try to make R the subject of the formula. Okay, how do y'all want to do this? There's multiple ways you could do it, but what do y'all want to do? Caleb, you want to make
Yes, sir.
R the subject of the formula. You have any ideas?
Um, it gonna be R squared. Move the R squared to the other side,
I like how you're thinking. You could take this entire thing and move it across to get the positive.
and then you put the C on the other side of the equal sign.
Excellent. That's the perfect way to think. So R squared is equal to F squared plus G squared. And since I moved across the C, what am I going to
Minus
write? What am I
minus
gonna-
C
Exactly. Now I have R squared. I want to find for R. What is the opposite of squaring something?
square root.
Right, so I'll square root the entire thing. Bam, Zachary. Isn't that the formula that I just learned?
Yes. Sir.
Yeah. Maths is so cool. Yeah. This is why I will pick maths over anything any day. If you forget something and you're really good at maths and you can make the connections, you could figure it out in the exam. Can you do that for something like Spanish or biology? Can you do that for biology? Anybody here does do biology?
Yes. Sir. You
Not
can't
sure.
battle.
Yeah, like, okay, they ask you to label this part of the body. We're gonna call it. I don't know. You know what I mean? If you don't know something in biology, you don't know it.
Yes.
You can't really BS your way out of it. But maths, you could figure out something. So cool. The answer to this question was just simply general form. But we knew that. I just did this to show you how it would work out. So question, guys, if they give you the general form and they ask you to write that in the standard form, all you would have to do is what?
R equals square root F squared plus G squared minus C.
Wait, um, here was the question again, right? Let's just say they gave you the general form, right? They gave you the general form and they said, okay, I'm asking a different question, but it will work nonetheless. If they gave you the general form and they said, okay, write it in the standard form for me, how would I go about doing that?
Just had to find for F, G, and R.
That is all. Well,
Yeah.
you'd have to find for R. That's what you would have to do. Remember, if you have the general form, what are the things you could pull out from the general form? Look at the general form. What are the things you could pull out?
F and G.
You could pull out F, G, and also C. See in that?
Well, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right. And remember, the standard form has R in it. So once you have F, G, and C, where you could find for. Once you have F, G, and C, where you could find for.
R.
You could find for R. So if you are given the general form and you want to find the standard form, all you need to do is pull out F, G, and C and find for R, and then just write it in the standard form. It's real simple. So y'all could take a screenshot of this, and believe it or not, we finished like 80% of circle theorem. I mean coordinate geometry. 80%. Now we just had to do some questions. You also need to be able to find points of intersection between a line and a circle. That's something we need to look at.
Yes, I get a screenshot.
All right, boom. Caleb, what about you?
Yes.
Okay, so Caleb and Zachary, I believe you all have all the information you need to be able to answer this question from 2023, a recent year. So I'm going to give you all, take 4 minutes and attempt this question for me. The only thing you would not be able to answer is part 3. That's the only thing you may not be able to answer. So, gents, I think I'll have it in the bag for part 1 and part 2.
Yes, sir.
Good. I have 1 minute remaining. Anybody got the answer for part 1 and part 2 yet?
Shadow in part 2.
Part 2, okay. Caleb, how's everything going, Caleb?
Trying it, sir.
Okay, okay. So once we're finished with part 1 and part 2, I'll show you all how to find the equation of the normal and the equation of the tangent to a circle, and that would have covered 90%. The only other 10% is intersections.
Starting to really get interested.
Okay, that's not a problem. The important thing is that you admit it. So don't worry, I'll do the question with you. You'll understand it. Trust. So Caleb, I mean not Caleb, Zachary, I presume you got through with part 1 and part 2.
I get through it. Part 1, so I just not finished with part 2 yet.
How much more time you need?
So you can give me like 30 seconds.
I bet.
Yes, I think I get.
Bet. So Caleb, let's start the question. First things first, Caleb, what form are you seeing here? Are you seeing the general form or are you seeing the standard form of a circle?
General form.
I'm seeing the general form as well. So let's write down the general form. The general form is x squared plus, finish it for me.
X squared plus Y squared plus 2fx plus 2gy plus c equals 0.
All right, good. Now, let me ask you a question, right? I want
Yes.
you to look at the coefficient of the x term here. What is the number in front of the x over there?
-8.
Okay, cool. So minus 8 here. What is the coefficient in front of the x term over there?
X or Y, sir?
X.
Or
We
2?
not just 2, we're talking about
2f?
2f. I really want to make sure you're not confused. So watch. Caleb, we're comparing apples to apples here. Watch the x squared match up, the y squared match up. You can see that this matches up as well, right?
Yes, sir.
So like the number in front of x is -8, and the term in front of x here is 2f.
Yes,
So
sir.
in other words, I could say that 2f is equal to what?
-8 over 2.
That would be f. F is -8 over 2, right? So you're going good,
Oh, yes.
and you get your answer, right, for f. Now tell me, how would I find the g?
-18 over 2.
Right. And okay, how you figure that out? You figure that out by comparing that to what? Right now we are comparing coefficients.
Because the -18 in front of the Y and the 2j in front of the Y.
Exactly. So you could say, so we could say 2g is equal to -18. Nice.
Yes.
So we want to find for f and g. Now, why? Why are we doing this? Well, the center of the circle is given by what? What gives me the center of a circle?
-f, -g.
Minus f, comma, minus g, yeah?
Yes.
So if I want to figure out the center of the circle, I need to figure out what f and g is first and then negate whatever I get. When I say negate, I just mean change the sign, you know. It's really not it's so uncomplicated by now. So over here we divide by 2. You have a negative divided by positive 2. So your final answer is going to be a positive or negative.
Negative, sir.
Right? So 2 into 8 is 4. Over here,
Yes, sir.
that's going to be minus 18 over 2.
9.
Positive 9 or negative 9?
Minus 9.
Okay. So a lot of students make the mistake of writing. Okay, so they see negative 4, they write negative 4. They see negative 9, they write negative 9. But that's wrong, eh? That's wrong.
Yes, sir. It's going to be 4, comma 9.
Yes, because you're negating whatever you get. So negative 4 is 4, and negative 9 is 9. Great. So Zachary, I suppose you got that as well, right? Zachary,
My bad, sir. My wife had cut off.
you get you right?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Cool. So, length of the radius now. Caleb, I have finished
Yes,
with
sir.
you. Caleb, what is the formula to find the length of the radius?
R equals F squared plus R equals square root of F squared plus G squared minus C.
Do you know what F, G, and C is?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we do. So F, what is F?
4.
F is minus 4. What is G?
No, sir.
Yeah? Tell me.
Oh, F is minus 4.
Yeah. See now?
Yes, sir. Oh, okay.
Technically, it wouldn't matter, eh? Because you're squaring it. And just to make sure you're
Yes,
not confused about what I'm saying, I'm asking a question, right? What is negative 4 squared? What I'll give you?
4
Now, okay, if I say negative 4 squared, it means I'm multiplying negative 4 by
by minus 4.
exactly. Where's that negative by negative?
60. Positive 60.
Exactly. And if I ask you where's 4 squared, 4 by 4 is 16 as well. So
Yes,
it really doesn't matter, right? Plus or minus some term squared would give you the same result. Doesn't matter what the sign is inside. But please put the correct thing still. And what is G?
minus 9 squared.
What is C?
Minus 93.
So C is 93, so minus 93 we'll put here. Zachary, I presume everything up to this point, you have it, right? So you have it.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Right. So minus 4 squared is 16, then 9 squared is 81. 16 plus 81 is 97. 97 minus 93 is 4. So R is equal to 2 units. That way you get, Zachary?
Yes, sir.
Bet.
So it
Caleb,
had to be, yeah, it had to be 2 units.
yeah, because asking you the length. So you're just gonna leave it as 2? 2 what? If they don't
Yeah,
specify the units, you just write units. 2 units.
all right, sir.
Yeah. Caleb,
Yes, sir.
how easy?
It easy, sir.
And that's like what, 4 marks? 4 or 5 marks? Are real easy. Yeah. Okay, part 3 now. Let me just take a little detour to show you guys how you'd find for the equation of the normal and the equation of the tangent. Is anybody confused about anything at all I did thus far?
Nice.
Okay, cool. So finding the equation of the normal. Now, I'll probably ask me, well, so what that mean? What normal mean? Well, if I draw a circle here, okay, that'll look like a circle. I'm gonna fix that. That'll look like a circle like that, like an egg. Please, okay, like a circle. So we have a circle here, and we have a center point over here, and we have a line connecting the center to the circumference. That's the radius. And everybody know that this is a radius? Yeah or no?
Yes.
Okay, what if I told you that the normal for a circle is the same thing as the radius? Yeah, that's literally it. The normal of a circle is just literally, it is essentially the radius, right? Let me show you what I mean. So the radius is there, and this would be the normal. Watch. Watch this carefully, right? Well, let's see in that. That green line is called the normal. So I have a question, guys. So this radius is actually a line segment. Do you all know what a line segment is?
Piece of lines.
Well, a line segment is not, okay, it's a line, but a finite line. A line that is in between 2 points is a line segment. However, a line in general goes on indefinitely. Obviously, I wouldn't just keep drawing this, but you just imagine that it keeps going on forever. Now I have a question. It looks as though the radius and the normal are what to each other? Perpendicular or parallel? Remember, parallel means that they have the
But
same. Yeah, look, Caleb, say it. So, Zachary, parallel means both of them are going in the same direction. In other words, they have the same gradient. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, to find I have a question, guys. Is it normal a circle or is it normal a line? Based on what I just drew over here, is it normal as a what?
you lying to?
Yeah. To find the equation of the normal is actually a line. So first step, let's look at the very first step you would take. Number one, find the gradient. Find the gradient. Everybody with me? Like all you there?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So here what I'm saying, right? And in all of the questions, it did so far, it didn't do plenty, but in all of them, and it was really easy to find for the center.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have minus f comma minus 3, and I would also have it over here. My point is, if we want to find the equation of some line, could you all just remind me what the equation of a line is in general? Could somebody just remind me what the equation of a line is?
Y equals mx plus c.
Caleb, did you know that?
Yes. Sir.
Okay. So equation of line is just simply y is equal to mx plus c. Cool. Now, to find the equation of a line, you need two things. You need to find the what and the what. Could you all tell me?
Gradient and the point on the line.
So you need to find the gradient, and you need to figure out where the graph cuts the y-axis, which is c. That is called the y-intercept. You okay with that, right?
Yes.
Now, based on what I just said, you will always have your center point. So if you want to figure out the equation of the normal, you'll first need to figure out the gradient of the normal. Now, and we just said that the normal and the radius are parallel, and they're also collinear because they're on the same line.
So,
So can we all agree that the gradient of the radius will be the same gradient of the normal? Yes or no?
yes, sir.
Cool. So all you would need then is just simply another point. You would need a point that lies on your circumference. And they would happily provide that in the exam. They should. Cool. So once you have this information, you could find the gradient. So find the gradient. So you'd find the gradient by using the center. Right? So use the center. So use the center and a point on the circumference. Do you all remember the formula for gradient?
Yes, it's y2 minus 1, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Cool. Now, once you have the gradient down, step 2. Now you're going to find for C. Now here what, this is one way you could do it. Maybe in school you might learn it with a different way. You might learn it like y minus y1 is equal to m by x minus x1. So in case you guys didn't know, that you know how it's like two different ways you could write, two different ways you could represent a circle. Well, similarly for lines. This form is called the what? Think about it, Zachary. In this form, it gives you the gradient and the
Y-intercept.
right. So guess what it's called? The proper name for this is the slope-intercept form.
Hmm.
That makes sense because it gives you the slope and the y-intercept.
Yes, sir.
And this is the one you're accustomed with. And then there's this one as well. Y minus y1 is equal to m by x minus x1. Now in this form, you see any gradient again, right? And you see any gradient m. Caleb, let me know if you see an m in this.
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is you're gonna call it slope. However, notice that there's y1 and x1. Y1 and x1 would represent a what? It starts with p. P. What would have x and y in it and start with p? Guys, yeah, but you know, what you call that?
A perpendicular, sir.
Nah, you're overthinking it. P. Let's play hangman, right? Play hangman. I can't really man hit. Starting with P. Zachary,
Point?
yeah, Caleb, look, you saved the man. You saved Jack Sparrow from hanging from the gallows. Yeah, the point. So, Caleb, in this form, it involves a gradient and it involves a point. So, you know what we call this? This is called the slope point form. Now, in my opinion, the slope intercept form is the easiest one to use because and everybody know y is equal to mx plus c and all they know that and everybody know that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I mean like yes, I can show you the other form, but if everybody know y is equal to mx plus c, I don't see a reason to complicate things. But the other form isn't hard. Right? So let's proceed. But I'm just letting you know that these are the two different ways you could effectively find the equation of the line. Anyways, let's fully answer the question. So if you want to find for C, you will need a point on the line. You will need a point on the line. So I have a question for you all. Look at this diagram for me, please. The normal passes through the radius. So I have a question. Any point that is on the radius will also be on what?
The gradient.
Now the normal. Remember the normal is this green line over here. And the radius is this line over here. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't both of them lie on top of each other?
Yes, sir.
So any point along the radius is also going to lie on the...
Normal.
Exactly. Now, I have a question, Zachary. Aren't you always going to know the center?
Yes, sir.
Does the center lie on normal?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Caleb, can you see that the green line passes through that red point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when I say we'll need a point on the normal, a possible point you could use the center point. Use center point. So you could use the center point. Okay, cool. Next thing. We could also use, so you have a center point, and what other point are you seeing? Are you seeing
Going
any
to
other?
be circumference of the circle.
Caleb, you seeing a point on the circumference?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, look the point on the circumference right here. Cool. So that would also work. Yeah, so this is how you find the equation of the normal. So take a screenshot and let's do a question now. I'm excited.
There is screenshots.
I
Yes,
bet.
sir.
Okay, so guys, let us read this question and see what we could potentially figure out. So who wants to do this question with me? Zachary, you or Caleb? Which one of you guys?
I could try to.
All right. So Caleb, let's just do a sketch of the circle to understand what happening, right? So I have a circle here. Do I know the center of the circle?
Wait, say so?
So I say I just do a sketch, right? Do I know what the center of the circle is?
Yes, sir.
What is the center of the circle?
4,9.
Right, 4,9. And in part 3, they're saying find the equation of the normal to the circle at point 28. So they're giving us a random point, 0.28. Now let me just check something real quick. Now that point doesn't necessarily have to lie on the circle, eh? Yeah, guys, does 28 lie on the circle? That's H, that's point H.
Sure.
Right there. Yeah, guys, look at the circle, right? So and everybody can see the circle. The circle is the orange thing over there. We see the circle.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now that point that they gave us, that point H, well, in this case, 28, same thing. I just call in 28 each. Zachary, and we could clearly see that that doesn't lie on the circle itself. You see enough for yourself, right? Doesn't lie on the circle.
Yes, sir.
But I have a question. Does it look like it is along the same line? Like, here, when we do the question, you'll understand it. But for now, I just want you to understand that we have a circle and we have a point somewhere on the outside. You with Mona?
Yes, sir.
And the normal would be this line over here. Yes or no? Wait, let me just... If you're confused, tell me. It's okay. Are you confused, Zachary?
No, sir.
All right, so Caleb, you understand that the normal is just a line that is it's in the radius, and they just keep extending the radius.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do you understand that you can have a point on the normal, but it doesn't necessarily have to be on the circle itself or in the circle. It could be anywhere.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Just had to clear that out. So, Caleb, do we have 2 points that we could potentially use to find the gradient of the line?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and find the gradient now. So let's call this x1, y1. It doesn't matter, yeah? It doesn't matter
Yes, sir.
which one you call x2, y2, x1, y1, it doesn't matter. The gradient is y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1.
So you can repeat what you just said there because my Wi-Fi just acting up. So
Oh, I said that we have 2 points. We have a point where we center the circle, and we have a point that the normal passes through. So we have 2 points, so we could go ahead and find the gradient.
all right, so
And I was saying it doesn't matter which one you call x1, y1, or x2, y2. So Caleb, when I substitute, what am I going to write?
-1
Nah,
over
nah. What is y2?
8
Mm-hmm.
minus 8 minus 9 and 2 minus 4
What is 8 minus 9?
minus 1
What is 2 minus 4?
over minus 2
What is minus 1 over minus 2?
a half.
Cool. So your gradient is,
Half.
right? So we could go ahead and say gradient of the normal. So mn would represent the gradient of the normal, and we found that to be a half. Cool. Is there anybody at all confused? Zachary, you confused by anything at all?
also
Okay, let's move on to the other part. So in the other part, we need to find for C. And to find for C, you need a point on the normal. Do we have any points on the normal?
yes, so yeah, the center and the other one.
Okay, which one do I want to use? You're given the same answer. Which one do I want to use?
Use the other one they use. So
Okay, what 2, 8?
yes, so
So use either 4, 9 or 2, 8 to find for C. So Caleb, if you know that m is a half, what does the equation now become? It now becomes y is equal to what? So you know that m is a half. So what does the equation now become?
Um, a half times x plus c.
Right, we don't know what C is. Now let me ask you a question. Zachary said to use 2, 8. That's not a problem because it does lie on the normal. It will work. If I use 2, 8, what is x and what is y?
X is 2, y is 8.
So anywhere that I see y, I'm going to write 8. Anywhere that I see x, I'm going to write 2.
2.
And then I'm going to write plus c. What is a half by 2,
1.
right? And if you make c the subject, you could move across. How you want to do it? I was just thinking to move across the 1. You understand now or no?
Yes.
If I move across the 1, it's now going to become 8 minus 1 is equal to c. So therefore, c is equal to what?
So,
Great. And if you know that c is 7, what is the equation of the normal? So tell me, Caleb, what is the equation of the normal there? Caleb?
I put it in y equals mx plus c.
Yeah. So you know what m is?
Y equals half x plus 7
Yeah. So y is equal to a half x plus 7. Zachary, you understood every bit of that?
Yes.
Okay, and if I instead used 49, would I get a different answer?
Nothing.
You're supposed to get the exact same answer. Let's just verify it. So I'll put our all over here. So Zachary, let's quickly do this, right? Quickly. Because I want to look at tangent. And that'll be it for class today. So Zachary, y is equal to half x plus c, and instead we're going to use 4, 9. So 4, 9. So you tell me what to substitute here, Zachary.
So 9 is equal to half of 4 plus c.
Where's half of 4?
So
Zachary?
9 is equal to 2 plus c. Then you minus 2 from that side. So it'll be 7 is equal. So yeah, it will be 7.
Again, maths is very cool. No matter what you do, once you do the correct thing, you'll get the correct answer.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Now I trust in all, you know. I trust in that you all will copy down the notes after class. A big trust. Real big trust. By the way, what is all your thoughts about the Soca Monarch results? I mean, the road march. And this road march.
So me personally, I doesn't really care about them things. So.
Oh, okay, okay. I feel
So,
like
so
Zachary would care
Voice
about
should I
those things.
win?
You think Voice should I win? I mean, you think Voice
Yes.
should I win?
Yes.
Judging on how these songs was, yeah, I think he should have went.
I go be honest. I just think until Marshall dead, I don't think he gonna lose. Yeah. I
So
do.
I didn't even know his song until I start seeing people posting it on TikTok. So I searched it up and I didn't even hear it before.
Damn. But like Marshall is a legend. I mean, I get that it's fatiguing. Like you cannot fed up the same person winning and winning again. But I mean, the man is a legend. Can't really say anything bad about him. He just a legend, you know? Yeah, but somebody had also mentioned the fact that for road match, it will also have children and whatnot. And Voice's song, it would have appealed to more adults. Whereas Marshall's song kind of appealed to kids as well. If that makes sense.
Yes,
Think
sir.
of, I mean, think about it. If you had like little children and thing over, I mean, people okay in Trinidad, eh? But like, would you
Yeah,
want to play a song about woman and rum if a child are wrong? Like, okay, if you're a
exactly.
responsible parent, probably not, right? But I mean, it'd be safer to play Marshall's song. And if we're talking about the road match, where it's like a big audience, it's not just adults. I think that is like that could be a factor as to why Voice lost. But Voice's song is really, really memorable. I don't
Yes, sir.
think anybody gonna forget that. It had this one Paris Coutin song too. Is Paris Coutin or Coutin? I always mix it up. I'm talking about like the
Yes,
fat
sir. I
guy.
know
That's
you know.
Putin.
That's Coutin. Yeah.
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 He's a real boss boy. He's a real boss. He a real talent. He did. If you know Dudu Darling,
Yes, sir.
yeah, that was a good
Yes.
song. That was a good song. I like that one. I don't really listen to no, they go hit me, but I don't really listen to this kind Trinidad music. I don't listen to
No,
local music.
no,
I do really listen to local music, but that song have a grip on my heart. I love that song. Yeah. All right. So before we end, let's quickly move on to finding the equation of the tangent. Does anybody here know what the tangent is?
I remember we did our last class. I can't remember. I said.
Because one thing I like about you, Caleb, is the honesty. But I don't like the fact that you forget what we do last class. But I appreciate the honesty always. Try to like take notes or review because I don't like I think it bad, right? Think about it. You make so much progress today, and like next class, it like reset to default mode again. That's not good. Try to like
Plus,
keep the progress. So finding the equation of the tangent. So the normal is the green line over there. In case you forget, a tangent is a line that touches the circumference at how much points? If all you're looking at this,
one.
yeah, at one point. Zachary, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now I have a question. Something special about the tangent is that it is perpendicular to the radius. Now, if you have two lines that are perpendicular, then the gradients are going to be the negative reciprocal of each other. Oh, you know that or no? Did you know that?
Yes, sir.
Oh, see.
So like let me give you an example, right? If the gradient here was if it was x over y, then the gradient for this would be negative y over x. So Zachary, all you're doing is that you're flipping it and it's changing the sign. That's all.
Alright, sir.
If they're perpendicular now. Now I'm going to repeat the same process over here. And you really have to be careful with this tangent thing, eh? You really have to be careful with this. Because Zachary, you see how in the last question we could have used either 4-9 or 2-8 and we get the exact same answer?
Yes, sir.
The only reason that worked is because both of those points, what? Try to finish my sentence. Both of those points were what?
On the normal.
Exactly, Caleb. And in the last question, it worked because both 4-9 and 2-8 were on the normal.
Yes, sir.
But if, watch this, right? Could the center work for this? Does the center lie on the red line?
Nah, sir.
Nah. Zachary, you see what I'm talking about? Watch, Zachary? This is the center over here, and this is your line. Does the center lie on the tangent? Kilo ba si point
Yes, sir.
camera there, boy. Yeah. Yeah. So Zachary, you can see what I'm talking about, right? This center has nothing to do with the tangent. The only point that lies on the tangent is the point at the circumference. You see in there, right?
Yes, sir.
Bet. So, guys, when I go into the exam and unless you find the equation of the tangent, don't use the center. You'll get it wrong. So I'll make a note about that. Since the center does not lie on the tangent, you cannot use it to find for what? Try to finish my sentence. You cannot use it to find for what? You cannot use it. Does anybody know? What do you use the points for? Other than the gradient?
C,
Yes.
sir.
Yes. Yes. So since the center does not lie on the tangent, you cannot use it to find for C. Please remember this. If you're trying to find the equation of a line, you can only use points that lie on the line. I mean, it makes sense, right? If you're trying to find the equation of a line, you need to know points on the line. You can't just take a point elsewhere. So when you're working this out, you have to use a point on the circumference. So must use, and not just any point on the circumference, must use a point passing through the tangent.
In the exam, they'll get that point where you how to find it.
Depends on how the question comes, but most of the time they will.
Alright, sir.
Must use a point passing through the tangent. There's also the instance, so Zachary, there's also the instance where, okay, that would more so be for normal. Like, Zachary, that's what they could do, right? Zachary, they could give you they could tell you that this point lies on one end of the circumference and this point lies on the other end of the circumference, and together they form the diameter. They could tell you that, right? And you would have to use the midpoint formula to actually find for the center. Sometimes that has happened. Yeah.
I had to go and read all them formulas.
Don't worry, all the formulas right here. Like everything you need to know right here. Watch. Like I even spell it out for you. If you have the center and a point on the circumference length is equal to this. Right? And I also would have mentioned the midpoint. This is the midpoint formula. To find the midpoint is x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2.
Yes.
Everything is here. Midpoint formula. Okay, so I mean, this is real simple. Should be fine. The only difference here is that when you find an ingredient, here we had to do, right? Question. When you look at this diagram, how much points do we have on the tangent? 1 or 2?
1.
Is 1 enough to find ingredient?
Yes.
No, kill up. No, kill up. You see you catch yourself? Nah, no, it's not. But the gradient is y2 minus y1. So you need 2 points to get y2 and y1. Yeah. So we cannot directly find the gradient of the tangent. What we could do instead, though, we could find the gradient of the radius or the normal, and we could just find the negative reciprocal, and that would be the gradient of this. Why am I saying that? Zachary, if two lines are perpendicular, then the gradient of one will be the negative reciprocal of the other. So NG would be able to find the gradient of the normal.
Yes, sir.
Right. Find the gradient of the normal, then find the negative reciprocal and use that for the tangent. Make a note about it here. So find the gradient. Use the center and a point on the circumference, right? And then using this to find the gradient of the normal. So once you have the gradient of the normal, find the negative reciprocal of it. To obtain the gradient of what?
The tangent.
Yep.
Tangent.
I like the energy I get in today. So like actually you're paying attention. Like actually, that's good. Cool. To obtain the gradient of the tangent. And question, when we find in for C, am I allowed to use the center point? Yes or no? For the tangent, am I allowed to use the center point to find for C?
No, sir.
No, you can't use the center. Does the center lie on the normal? Center over here and this.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, the center lies on the normal, but does it lie on the tangent? Does it lie on the tangent?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, so you can't use it to find for C because it's not part of the equation of the tangent. So cross this off. No. Follow go and do this in the exam. Come and follow, you know. Do that.
So we find the equation or the line for the tangent, right?
Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
let me just run through back these steps, right? So Zachary, for the equation of the tangent, you need to understand that the tangent is perpendicular to the normal. So what you could do is you could find the gradient of the normal, but since they are perpendicular, you'll take the gradient of the normal and you will,
Use the negative reciprocal.
right, so you flip it and you change the sign. That will
Right.
give you the gradient of the normal. So that
Mhm.
completes part 1. Part 2 now, you need to find for C. So you will have a gradient, and to find for C, you're going to pick a point that lies on the tangent. Let me just change this point on the tangent. Cool. Do you understand your procedure?
Yes, sir.
Right. So let me give you an example of what exactly happened in here. So like, say for instance, the gradient of the normal was 3/4. What do you think the gradient of the tangent would be?
-4/3.
That's it. That's simple. Nice.
Yes, and then
Ready?
you might put that in the equation at a line form.
Yep.
Right.
And you're good. You're good to go. I tell you, it's like one of the easier topics, right? What do you think?
Yes, it all right.
All right. Okay, okay. Not like 100%, but like it's all right.
Yes, sir.
Bet. Compared to the other AdMaths topics, though, you had to like if you had to like compare, what you'd say, what you would rate this?
Yes, it's one of the easier ones.
Definitely straightforward. I mean, you didn't do any tricky questions yet. But I mean, like look at this. Zachary, look at this. 3 marks. Just to see it, just for you to tell them the coordinates at the center and the length of the radius. That real easy. That exceptionally easy. So let me
Yes.
answer this question fast, right? So Caleb, let me see if you have it locked in. So Caleb, they want me to find the coordinates at the center. How will I do that?
Say so?
They want me to find the coordinates at the center. How am I doing that?
Um, x squared plus y squared plus 2fx plus 2gy plus c equals 0.
Like, what next?
Gonna be x squared plus y squared plus 4x plus minus 8y plus 10 equals 0.
Okay, yeah, that's the equation they gave us. But how are we gonna use that to find the coordinates at the center?
Um,
Remind me, Caleb, what is give you the
p
center?
equal f squared
Nah.
plus
Mm-mm.
um
It's simpler than you think. The center. Center is given by what?
or the minus f minus g.
Right, so if you're trying to figure out the coordinates of the center, you need to know what two things.
F and g.
You need to know F and G. So how would I find for F and G?
F is
Tell me the full working, huh? Tell me the full working. So you tell me what to write to figure that out.
since 2fx is 4x, 2f equals 4 and
Mm-hmm.
f equals 2,
Yeah.
and for g is 2g equals minus 8. G is minus 4.
Yes. So how am I going to use that to find the coordinates of the center?
It's gonna be open bracket minus 2, comma 4 close bracket.
If anybody is confused by that, you're looking at the recording. Okay, so if f is 2, then minus f would be minus 2. Minus g would be minus minus 4. Negative by negative is our plus, so plus 4. So that's why I have negative 2, comma 4. That was really easy, and
Yes, sir.
what else are we to figure out?
The length of the radius of the circle.
Length of the radius. Okay, cool. If it's length of the radius, right? We're trying to find
Yes,
for
sir.
r. What's the formula for r?
Square root of f squared plus g squared minus c.
Bro! Oh god, sorry. Just want to see my crash out here. Squared plus g squared minus c. We're not like okay, we're not interacting, I'm not teaching people are real patience, but like when it comes to everything else, I'm very impatient. For some odd reason.
2
Right.
squared plus minus 4 squared
I gotta be careful, with brackets or without brackets.
with brackets
Because it's a negative, right? And what is c?
and c is 10 minus 10.
Right, so 2 squared is 4, minus 4 squared is what?
Minus 4 squared minus 16.
Whoa. That's some crazy allegations. Let's think about it, Caleb. Negative 4 squared. What does negative 4 squared means?
16 too.
16, because it's really negative 4 by negative 4. And a negative
Yes,
and a negative is a plus. And you multiply.
yes.
So you're gonna end up with 2 by 2, 2 squared is 4. Then negative 4 squared is
4 plus
16.
16 minus 10.
You're gonna end up with 4 plus
Square root of 10.
right. You cannot simplify this. So you leave it as the square root of 10. So you write root 10 units. Come on. Hey! Behave yourself. Root 10 units. If my camera was on, I'd laugh more. Oh. Zachary, you getting that 3 marks?
Yes, sir.
Great. Let me get you that 3 marks now. So in part 2, determine the equation of the tangent to the circle at the point P minus 5, comma 5. So guys, I'm just going to do a sketch here, right? So we have a circle. Do we know do we know what the center of the circle is?
Yes, sir.
The center of the circle is what?
Minus 2, comma 4.
And they want us to find the equation of the tangent at what point?
Minus 5, comma 5.
Right. So minus 5, comma 5 could be like, go over here. It's a sketch, it really doesn't matter. And I call that point P, and that point P is minus 5, comma 5. Yeah or no? Let me know if you're following. Zachary, you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you understand that the tangent would look like this?
Yes, sir.
And that would be perpendicular to the normal, right? Yeah or no?
Yeah.
So this is the normal here. Come now, man. Good notes. So I hope everybody following along so far. What do I have to do next? Tell me, what do I have to do next?
So find the gradient
Gradient are what?
at the normal.
Right. So to find the gradient of the normal, you could call this one x1, y1, and you could call this one x2, y2. And that would be, so write the formula, y2 minus y1, all over x2 minus x1. What is y2?
5
y2 is 5. So 5 minus y1. Where's y1?
minus 2.
y1 is 4.
Oh, yes, sir.
Where's x2?
X2 is minus 5.
What is x1?
X1 is minus 2.
Put that in brackets, because it's a negative number. Where's 5 minus 4?
1.
Yeah. What is, okay, so we have negative 5 here. Where's negative, my negative 2?
It will basically be plus 2, sir.
Yeah, it could be plus 2. Where's negative 5 plus 2?
3. Negative 3.
So you can end up with negative at it, right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So that's a gradient of the normal. Caleb, how would I find the gradient of the tangent now?
The reciprocal
Mm-hmm.
of, I can't remember how you say it, but like the reciprocal and you're changing the signs.
So the negative reciprocal, right? So if I change the sign for this, that negative going to into what?
Positive 3 over 1.
Yeah, it's going to into positive 3 over 1, which is just 3. Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Now, which point am I going to use now to find for the equation on the tangent?
E.
I'm going to use P, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
my equation now becomes y is equal to 3x plus c. And I have to use point P. Point P is minus 5, comma 5. I cannot use any other point because this is the only point that lies on the line itself. The line we're talking about is the tangent. So
Yes, sir.
call this x, call this y. Yes, anyway you see y, write 5 instead. Anyway you see x, write minus 5 instead. Plus c. So 3 by negative 5 is negative 15 plus c. Move across the negative 15. In other words, add 15 on both sides. You're going to end up with 5 plus 15 is equal to c. So c is equal to what then?
20.
Right, c is equal to 20. So what's my final equation on the tangent?
So it will be 5 is equal to minus 15 plus 20.
So y is equal. Now, when you're writing the equation of a line, you leave y and x blank because it's actually a function. A function takes in an input and
Oh,
it gives
I
you
see.
output. So x and y would be if you leave it as a variable. So y
Yes, sir.
is equal to 3x plus 20. And just like that, I'll get 6 marks. That had to be some of the easiest 6 marks I'll ever get. That
Yes,
can't
sir.
be.
Not that hard.
Yeah. So Caleb, had anything here you didn't understand?
Nice.
Okay, good. You think you could manage this topic?
Yes.
Nice. I'm gonna find a question for you all. This question looking like a nice question.
So I can take a screenshot of the one we know do.
I don't worry, I will send you these notes immediately after class. So all you're seeing is with all your own big eyes. This is the homework. I'm giving you all what? Homework. Yeah. Homework to do before you come to class. So you don't forget anything. I'm not
Alright.
I'm totally not referring to anybody in particular. All right. All you had the potential, I would hate to see it being wasted. If all you could get all your 6 marks, get these 6 marks. It's an easy place to get these 6 marks. But don't stick. Guys, homework have a dash in it or like it's just one word? I should know. I'm a teacher, but
So I think it's just one word, no, sir.
Yes, I think it's just one word.
where I get this dash thing from, boy? I don't know now. Yeah. Homework. Word. That means I don't give all enough homework. I should know the spelling of homework. Right? I need to be giving all more homework so I wouldn't know. I would know the spelling. That's clearly a sign.
That's it, you know, the fella, no, you just pass, dash nothing.
Hmm. Well, this is the thing. This is the thing over here. Right? So this is your homework. They're telling you to find the equation. Okay? And they're telling you the circle intersects the x and y axis at 3 points. Okay, that might be tricky. That one will be tricky. It will be tricky. These are 8 mark. Wow, 8 marks, guys. 8 marks. That's crazy. That's nearly 1/10 of the whole exam. So I'm going to send this immediately. And until then, I will see you guys in the next session. Later, everybody. Have a blessed night.
You too, sir.
Yes,
Later.